Buddy, this is AJ Rattel, Director of New Hampshire Paranormal Investigators. Welcome to this week's edition of Got Ghost. Got a good but relatively short show for you this week. I want to jump right in with a quick recap of our Halloween investigation out in Sleepy Hollow, New York. Had a great time, for one. A huge thank you to the people of Sleepy Hollow. Everybody we encountered, everybody we met was so friendly and so supportive and so, excited, like really genuinely excited to have us there. So that definitely made things easier. Of course, a big thanks to our client at the Sleepy Hollow Historic Society, and of course a huge thanks to my team who did a great job. We captured some great evidence. Posted some of it on, posted kind of the best of the best on our Facebook page. Mostly photographic, a couple of really good EVPs. So definitely be sure to check that out. But all in all, a huge success. Again, couldn't have done it without our team. And we'll definitely be making a return trip to Sleepy Hollow at some point in the future. Just a great town too. Just a great area. Nice, I mean, it really does live up to its name. It's a sleepy little town, in the Hudson Valley, and just a great place. Just a, someplace that you would go on a vacation. Honestly, lots to do, lots of historical stuff. The scenery is great. So all around a huge success. And if you missed our live updates on Facebook that night, they're all still up there. And like I mentioned, some really great pictures we were able to get, and some really good EVPs too. So definitely be sure to check that out. We're going to move on to a quick reminder about our Snowflake Ball. That is Saturday, December 14th at the Westin Copley Hotel in Boston. It starts at 6 p.m. It's a charity event to benefit Toys for Tots. Admission is one new unwrapped toy per person, so you don't have to worry about paying any kind of money or anything like that, buying tickets, anything like that. You do need to register, though. Registration can be done either by emailing us at nhparanormal1@gmail.com or dropping us a line on Facebook. Those are the two ways to get registered for that. Limited number of spots, and they're already filling up quickly, which we're really excited. So if you want to get in on that, definitely drop us a line, and you want to do that soon, because let's face it, December 14th is going to be upon us before we even know what hit us. So yeah, that takes care of that. Again, it's all to benefit Toys for Tots. We've rented one of the ballrooms at the Westin Copley for the night, so it's going to be a great night. It's going to be a lot of fun. Dinner, dancing, and some Christmas fun, some holiday fun. So if you want to get in on that, I would suggest doing it soon, as like I said, spots are filling up quickly, and we only have a limited number of them. A couple of other events going on, coming up on November 30th, which again will be upon us actually exactly 3 weeks from today. Our assistant director Aurora will be appearing on WKXL. It's an AM talk station based here in Concord. But if you don't live in the area, don't worry, you can catch it online at their website, KXL's website. She's going to be doing she'll be on in the morning, 8:15, I believe they've made it. She'll be on starting at 8:15 on that morning, and we'll be giving an interview about NHPI, so you don't want to miss that. And of course, our next thing we got going on after that is December 2nd. We'll be making our first public appearance at the Concord City Auditorium here in Concord. Tickets are now officially available through the auditorium box office. That's down on Prince Street here in Concord, for those of you unfamiliar. So if you're in the area, or you're going to be in the area on December 2nd, swing by the auditorium box office, pick up a couple of those, no charge. We'll be asking for optional donations the night of the appearance. That's going to be a good time. We're really looking forward to that. That's going to be kind of we'll have, some of our team members on hand, and we'll be doing we've got a presentation that we put together. It's just about finished. Looks really good. It's really good. We're really excited. Our team members, our techies have been working on it. Actually, everybody's kind of had a hand in working on it. So we've got a presentation we're going to do, and then we're going to open it up to a question and answer for the audience to learn a little bit more about us and the team and what we do. That again is December 2nd at the Concord City Auditorium. Tickets are now available for that through the auditorium box office. So if you want to get in on that, I would highly suggest swinging by and if you're not in the area, don't worry. We've got a couple more appearances coming up. We've got another one. Well, actually, they're both in January. We've got 2 in January, 1 in Boston, 1 down in Rhode Island. And I know some of our other branches, our Maryland branch, our New York branch, and our, I believe it's South Carolina, are all working on appearances in their respective areas. So if you happen to be in one of those areas, keep it tuned here, and we'll keep you updated on that, any appearances that they have coming up. Okay, so now to the meat and potatoes. Now that we got the business out of the way, the meat and potatoes of the show. Last week's question we asked you, are paranormal TV shows, Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, Paranormal State, Haunted Collector, what have you, are they good or bad for the paranormal investigation field? Again, a huge outpouring of response from everybody on our Facebook page. Thank you all so much for that. And through email too, I might add, this is the first week that we've had a really good response via our email account. Mostly a negative response. And when I say negative, I mean most people saying that they believe shows are a bad thing. They're actually doing more harm than good to the field. And most of those answers were rooted in the references to the enhanced evidence. For those of you who don't know, there's a huge controversy, has been almost since Ghost Hunters really got on the air, that they enhance certain things for the TV audience, and even have been accused of fabricating, which to me is ridiculous. Enhanced, okay, sure, maybe, possibly, I'm not saying they don't, but to fabricate evidence is no way. So a mostly negative response. Most people agreed that the shows are actually, they're bad for the field. They're discrediting investigative teams. A few said they were good, and those that said that they were good for the field suggested that because of the shows, it's why the field, people have become more aware of the paranormal and more aware of, more aware that there are teams out there that investigate paranormal activity. I gotta say, I have to agree with the people who are anti, which some people may call me a hypocrite for that because I'm an avid watcher of Ghost Hunters. I don't miss it. I watch it every week. But I have to say, I think maybe at first when they came out, they were good. They were getting the field, helping us become more mainstream, and raising public awareness about paranormal, which is fine. No problems. But now I think they're actually creating more skeptics, which is fine because the field wouldn't be what it was without skeptics. Not everybody can be a believer, and that's okay. But I think with the accusations of fabricating evidence that have surrounded some of the shows, I think they're actually doing more harm than good now. I'm not saying that they should be, taken off the air because I know Ghost Hunters, anyways, is a ratings, the word I'm looking for. Ghost Hunters draws in the viewers for sci-fi. There's no way they're gonna get rid of them now. Which I was kind of surprised. I thought maybe after Grant left, they might have, but they're sticking with it. I mean, maybe if Jason were to leave too, that would be a different story, because Grant and Jason, let's face it, are the Okay, they're not the only reason people watch the show, but they were the two main draws for viewers, for casual viewers. I think avid viewers like myself will watch no matter what. Actually, I kind of have a theory that eventually Jason's daughter Haley is going to take over the family business. So yeah, I've got to agree with the people that say they're doing more harm than good. I think they're discrediting the field because people watch and they say, yeah, right, that's not, they're making this stuff up. And then, unfortunately, that translates into people thinking, well, if they're making it up, then anybody who says they're a ghost hunter must be making it up. And that discredits all of us. As I've said before, unfortunately, there are teams out there who do make stuff up and do, and aren't legitimate. I'd like to think there are more legitimate professional teams than not, but they're out there. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think any of those shows are going anywhere, especially least of all Ghost Hunters, because I know there are a lot of casual fans that watch it, and I know it draws in the ratings for sci-fi, and no TV exec in their right mind is going to drop a show that's doing well in the ratings. So yeah, like I said, sure, when they first started, they were good, but now I think they're doing more harm than good, which is too bad. But it's almost like, I know I've heard people say that even before Grant left Ghost Hunters, before Grant left Haps, that they got too sucked into the celebrity, which may be the case. I've always said, and I still stick by this, if somebody were to come to me tomorrow and offer me $1 million, just as an example, to have a TV crew follow us on an investigation, I would say no, on principle, because I wouldn't want my team to fall into that trap of wanting to become celebrities ahead of investigators. That's not what it's about. It's about helping people, period. Helping people and raising public awareness. I know I sound like a broken record when I say that, but it's the truth. That's why I started NHPI in the first place. I wanted to help people, and I wanted to raise awareness. And who knows? Maybe someday I'll get to the point where I'll be like, you know what? I've accomplished that goal, and move on to something else. But I'm not sure that goal can ever be really accomplished. Well, not accomplished, but not completed. I don't think the work will ever be done. Which is fine with me because I love what I do. I love helping people. Okay, so we're gonna move on to this week's question. Again, we're really putting this one in your hands, our supporters. We want to know: have you ever experienced, you personally, not somebody you know, not your best friend, not your cousin, whatever? Have you ever experienced paranormal activity, whether it be you've seen a ghost, you've experienced the feeling of being watched, or you've seen shadow. I mean, even if you haven't seen an actual apparition, if you've seen a shadow or heard a voice or something you couldn't explain, something that defied logical explanation. Have you ever experienced paranormal activity? And if you have, we want you to give us a brief description of it. I mean, we're not looking for a page long, but give us a brief account of what happened. We're really interested. I talked about this with the team, about putting this question out there to our supporters, and it was a really popular idea. So we decided to go with it. We want a brief account of what happened and where you were, what happened, just a brief little account of it. And if you haven't experienced paranormal activity, do you believe in the paranormal, or are you a skeptic? And either way is fine. Don't worry, nobody's gonna judge you. Like I said, skeptics are entitled to their opinion too. So, have you experienced paranormal activity? And if you have, give us a brief little account of it. And if you haven't, do you believe in the paranormal? And then that question will be out on our Facebook page and some of the message boards that we frequent. You can also email us a response at nhparanormal1@gmail.com. and we'll have your answers and feedback on next week's show. Just real quick, want to apologize for this week's show being posted a day late. Just been crazy busy, and didn't get around to recording it yesterday. So normally it'll be posted Thursdays, but this one's posted on Friday. So those of you that have been waiting with bated breath, kidding, guys. And then again, maybe you have a great response to the show so far, which I confess myself a bit surprised. I didn't think it would garner quite a following as it has, which is great. Don't get me wrong, really appreciate it, and keep watching and keep telling your friends about us, and get the word out there. Who knows? Maybe you know somebody that is in need of an investigation. They have something going on, and they need somewhere to turn. That's where we come in. Again, as always, as we wind down this week's episode, a huge thank you to all our supporters, all our team members, all our clients. Without you guys, none of this would be possible. So we'll leave it there for this week. We'll be back next week on time on Thursday, promise. Thursday 9 p.m. or thereabouts. Sometimes it's a little after 9, sometimes it's a little before. But yeah, next Thursday we'll be back, and we'll have that response, your responses and feedback to this week's question, which will also, as I said, will be posted on our Facebook page, some of the message boards, and you can also email us a response. So, yep, we're going to leave it there for this week. Thank you, as always, so much for watching, and we'll see you next Thursday. Good night, everybody.